Hello, welcome to episode 2 of the Purls of Swine podcast. I am so excited to be podcasting here with you today. I'm really excited about that somebody watched my podcast last week. It's really exciting to me, and I have 8 followers. That's super duper exciting to me. I felt like I was like Andy from that episode of The Office when the trailer comes out, and like in the last season when the trailer comes out, and he keeps saying, every time I click on it, someone else has watched it, and that was totally me. Anyway, so thank you. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and for watching me again today. And if you are new, my name is Rachel, and I live in Raleigh, North Carolina with my husband and my 4 children. And this is a podcast about knitting and joy. That is what this podcast is about. So yeah, I'll be talking about knitting, which is, one of the big things that brings me joy, and I'll also talk about some other things that bring me joy. So this week, I hope you had a good week. This week was kind of a weird week for me. I was kind of sick, and that made me feel emotionally sick, and it was just not good the whole beginning of the week. And then I woke up on Wednesday, and all of a sudden, like, I was possessed. And I had to make project bags, like, right that day. In fact, I dropped my daughter, my 4-year-old, off at preschool, and I went to the store to buy. I already had some fabric, but I didn't have zippers and interfacing and some other things. And so I went to the store, and when I got to the store, I realized that even though I had some fabric, I hadn't actually looked at the fabric in a while. So I couldn't really even remember what colors were in it. And so then I bought more fabric just so I could make sure that I would be able to make some project bags that day. And then I got home, and I was like, I should just cut out all the fabric all at once instead of, cutting out the fabric for one bag and then making that bag. And so I ended up cutting out fabric for 22 bags. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just kept going. And I did not actually end up making 22 bags. I think I made about 12. I don't know. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, about 12. 11, 12, something like that. And some of them were better than others, but I think some of them came out super cute. I'm really excited about them. This one, actually, every single one that I made, I decided was my favorite. But this one is definitely one of my favorites. And this is Amy Butler fabric. So this is some nice fabric. Yeah. So, because I have all these bags that I don't need, and because I'm excited about my 8 subscribers, I decided that I would do a giveaway just because I can. So if you can, to enter the giveaway, just comment on this, on the video, like down below. Just comment and tell me like what your favorite kind of fabric is. Like for me, fabric that's like completely irresistible is sheep fabric. I cannot resist it. I love sheep fabric. So tell me what it is, like when you see a fabric that you're just like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. Maybe you don't actually buy it, but yeah, tell me that. And I'm excited because I'm hoping that it'll actually be really easy for somebody to win. Because what can be daunting sometimes when you're, when you're entering a podcast, when you're entering a giveaway, and there's thousands of people entering it. That doesn't really, feel like you can actually win. But this is a giveaway you can actually win. So, and what you will win, you will get to choose from one of the bags that I made. So here's one. I made a variety of sizes. Here's another one. Oh, and all of the Amy Butler ones have this polka dot fabric on the inside, and they're lightly lined, so they do stand up, but they're not super stiff. And here's another one fabric, another size bag. It's a little wide. There are a variety of shapes and sizes because I just cut out the sizes for the fabric that I had, which worked out okay, I think. And then I made a bunch of, this was the fabric that I bought, because I didn't, couldn't remember. So, they're cute little birdies and little arrows on the inside. And there's a bunch of these, in again, various shapes and sizes. So you will get to pick one of the bags that I made, and I might actually finish making, I ran out of interfacing. So I might, by the time this giveaway is in, you may actually have more of a choice. So please enter, because I really want you to win. So moving on to podcast love. All week long I kept watching podcasts and thinking about what podcast I was going to talk about, and pretty much every podcast I watched, I decided that was the one that I needed to talk about. So I'm just going to go with like the one that I watched this morning that I'm super excited about, and that is the Grocery Girls. I love the Grocery Girls so much. They are, if you're not familiar with them, they're Canadian. And I feel like they are the stereotype that Americans have about Canadians. Like, they're so nice, and they're so sweet, and they probably say but I just love watching them. They are just so sweet, and they have so much joy out of knitting, which is also how I feel. So that is my podcast love for the week. If you have not watched them, pretty please go watch them. You will love them, and they will make you want to go knit everything, and they will make you want to spend all of your money on all the gorgeous yarn that they have, because they have so much beautiful, beautiful yarn. So moving on to actual knitting projects. I didn't actually have any FOs this week. I do have a hoe, but I'm going to start with, I guess I'll start with the hoe. And all my acquisitions this week are already in use, which is so exciting. So this is my, excuse me. This is my, if you watched the first episode, then you know that I really, really wanted these so bad. I think I first saw these when I first started looking at Instagram a lot. And the very first time I saw them, I was like, I have to have those. And then I realized that they were like a thing that like everybody has. So I just wanted to say that I liked them before I knew that everyone else liked them. I guess not before everyone else liked them, but before I knew that everyone else liked them, I like them because I love sheep. As I mentioned, Rachel means female sheep, and I love sheep so much. So I have a hoe to put on my beautiful sock blockers. I finished my Fine and Dandy sock for my daughter. I just finished one. Let me get this on here to show you because it's so fun to look at them on the blockers. Here we go. Oh, see, I haven't even tucked in the ends. So either way you go, there's an end that I haven't tucked in. Yep, so here they are. They're beautiful. I love them. The toe and the heels on the top is Knit Pick Stroll Tonal and High Tea. And this is Twist Fiber Studios in the Under the Sea colorway, and it has some stellina in it, so it is glittery. I don't know if you can actually see it though. Yes. But I do really like this pattern. It's really fun. I have learned that I'm really, really bad at reading instructions. This time I was going to do, this is a Fish Lips Kiss heel, and I was going to do the normal heel, I don't know, with the heel flap and everything, but I think I got like this far, before I actually realized that I actually had to, like, if I was going to do that, I would have had to start, like, my increases, like, down here. And so I was like, whatever, I'm just going to go with my fish lips, kiss heel that I know and love. And this was my first time, oh, I think I dropped a stitch up in the ribbing. This is my first time doing the Judy's Magic Cast On, and it is so magical and amazing, and it makes me want to do all of my socks toe up because I don't love Kitchener so much. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. And this is the first time I did Twisted Rib, which I look at that stitch definition. It is so beautiful. I will definitely be doing more Twisted Rib because I really like the result. And I definitely have to go back and fix this. See, look, right there, I dropped a stitch. Yes, so I'm still working on the other one. Oh, last week there was this funny story about me realizing that I did my SSKs wrong. That I edited out. And then it turned out that I actually, even then, was still doing my SSKs wrong. So, like, in the very beginning, and maybe if you're an experienced knitter and you were watching this, you may have noticed. So these don't look quite as good as, like, these ones up here. Because I was doing my SSK wrong. And the funny thing is, so I thought I was doing it right, and I did a couple flowers, and then I was like, well, maybe I'm doing it wrong. So I went and I watched the video, and then I was like, oh no, I'm missing this one little, I think I was slipping one stitch, and then I was knitting two together. And I was like, oh, that's wrong. So then I started slipping two stitches and knitting two together like normally, and turns out that you have to slip the two stitches knitwise and then knit through the back loop. And the entire reason that I missed that part is because I did not watch through the end of the video. I was just like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. So word of caution, you might want to review your knitting skills at any time, just in case you are doing something wrong, because I've done tons of SSKs, and I think I did that sweater that I showed you last week. I think I did all the SSKs wrong, which is fine. I mean, I think it looks okay. Obviously, I thought it looked okay then. It just looks a little bit different, but it definitely looks, the flowers look way better with the right SSK than the wrong SSK that I was doing. So I don't care enough to take it out, especially since they're socks for a 9-year-old. Yeah, so I'm this far on my SSK, on my Fine and Dandy sock. Oh, and I think I'm going to put these in the Fine and Dandy knit along with the Yarn Junkie podcast, just because I can. And then these needles are one of my acquisitions. These are Chiagu's, and I'm liking them a lot so far. They're super duper pointy. Where's the... There you go. Look how pointy they are. Can you see? Oh. They're so pointy, which is really good. I've been using Knit Picks ones, which are just fine. Probably if you're doing like a vanilla sock or Hermione's every day. But definitely for this pattern, having the super pointy was really helpful. One of my not so favorite things, if you know me, you already know what I'm going to say. I hate the color red. Like, I hate it so much. I don't have any red Christmas decorations. So I'm not very excited about this red cord. But that's okay. It is really nice how it's not all spirally. But yeah, I am excited about my new needles. Oh, hold on. So that is my one pair of socks. Let's see. And then I have, again, in one of my bags that I made, I had to get it out like right away. And start a new project. So I am making brownie socks. So far I just have the toes. This is my first time doing 2 at a time, and I think I'm hooked on 2 at a time socks. I kind of hate when you get to the end of a sock and then it's like, oh, I have to do another sock, and it's not that exciting. Anyway, they're just little toe nubbins. I guess they're like sideburns, but see, here's my little sideburns. Anyway, now I'm gonna have to make it work. Okay, here's my sideburns. That was a little random and weird. Sorry about that. Anyway, these are my little toe nubbins. I'm doing a garter stitch toe. As I said, I'm using the brownie socks recipe, which I'm really excited about. If you look it up, she has a video on her feed. If you look up brownie knits, yeah, she has a video where she talks all about her sock pattern. It's only $2, and when I got it, at least there was a coupon for like $1 off, so it was only $1. And she has a lot of different adaptations. There's a lot of options, which I thought was really cool, and I was really excited about. So here's my garter toes. I guess I'm almost done with my increases, and this is my this yarn is from Unplanned Peacock in the lupine colorway. I really love it. It's so perfect. I want to knit everything out of it. Yeah. This is the kind of thing that makes me want to like dye yarn. But then I'm probably going to find out it's a lot harder than I think it is. I don't know. It's going to happen though. It's happening. Dye yarn. It's going to happen. So moving on to my 3-color cashmere, not so cashmere shawl. I feel like I haven't made that much progress since the last time, but I guess I probably have. I finished my big color C block. Oh, I guess this is upside down. It's supposed to be like this. Finished my big color C thing. I'm moving on to the lace. I have to go back and count all my stitches and make sure I did okay with the lace. That first row of lace is always gets, especially it's what, like 400 stitches. You're always off somewhere. So that's where I am. I'm still pretty excited about it. I put it down for a couple of days while I was making bags, and it was really exciting to pick it back up again, which is the fun thing, I guess, about being a slutty knitter, is that when you get tired of a project, you can put it down and try something else, and then when you pick it back up again, you're like, oh, I'm so excited to see you. I definitely talked to my knitting projects. So my last whip, this is like, I've never ever in my whole year of knitting had 4 projects at once. But, and I'm almost in like the same place with this as I am with the that I was with the 3-color cashmere. Like both of these at the same time, I got to a point where I had to think about it. I had to count and make sure my stitch count was right, and I was like, I don't want to think about this. I'm gonna work on something I don't have to think about. So this is the Sunspots cardigan. I think it's by Elena Nodell, and I'm making this for my 9-year-old. It's the high tea colorway. This isn't really, okay, I can't really show it off to you. This is one side of it. This one side looks okay. I just divided it off for the sleeves. I'll insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like. But I'm really excited about this cable. It looks so pretty. And this, yeah, I need to get back to this one because it really does make me super happy to work on it. I haven't looked at it in a couple days, so I'm like, oh, I missed you. Yeah, it did. Like, doing this part made me so, it really made me so happy because I just kept being like, look how pretty it is. So pretty. Yes, so and this is also the high tea colorway of the Stroll tonal. I'm knitting it on my Knit Picks interchangeables, which I really like. I do feel like my one complaint about them is that the join is not so great right in here. And sometimes things get stuck, and that's kind of annoying. But I think my daughter is definitely going to love it. I should make more pieces like this. I think my daughter's going to love it. So that's it for my whips this week and my hoe. And I don't have any finished objects because I was a slutty knitter. And I made a whole bunch of bags. So let's talk about things my needles are dreaming of. My needle dreams. That's what I'm going to call it. Needle dreams. So my needle dreams, I'm thinking about, I have this yarn. And as I said before, I have not typically been somebody who buys a lot of yarn and keeps a lot of yarn, just keep it. So right now I have like an extra amount for me, and so I want to work it down a little bit so that I can buy more. So this is Knit Picks, hand painted. I think it's in the gemstone. And it is really pretty. I do really like it. It has lots of pretty colors in it. The only problem is, when you look at Ravelry, and you look at things that people have made about it, with it, and really a lot of Knit Picks hand painted, that's not the tonal, is that it pools kind of funky. Probably because compared to others, it's a really, predictable? Not predictable. It's a really regular pattern, the painting is. Instead of being more sporadic, it actually looks better on here than it does in real life, because the colors are more crisp. It's a little bit duller in real life, but that's okay. I still love it. Anyway, so I want to make a shawl out of it because I don't feel like the Stroll makes the best socks. They get really fuzzy, but excuse me. But I have to be really careful about what pattern I pick. So I'm looking at patterns, and I'm thinking about what I'm going to make with this. I kind of want to make something drop stitch, maybe, because that, I don't know, that really intrigues me. We'll see. And I may have to like start it and work on it for a while, and then if it starts pulling like crazy, frog it. We'll see. If you have any ideas, feel free to tell me what I should make with this. What else? Oh, and the other thing I've been thinking about the winter, because I kind of want to make like an epic cabled cardigan that is super hard. And so I kind of want to start it like now so that I can have 6 months to make it and it can be done. And then when it gets colder in November, I can start wearing it. But yeah, so that's just something that I'm dreaming of in my mind. What else are my needles dreaming of? Socks. My needles really like socks. Okay, so now on to Rachel's obsession. As I mentioned last week, this is my part where I just talk about the random things that I'm currently obsessed with, or really, this is maybe I should rename it like my soapbox moment. Because this is my time for me to just get up on my soapbox and talk about whatever it is I want to talk about. So this week, I wanted to talk a little bit about, so my daughter, my oldest daughter, she's always been kind of I don't really know how to describe it. She's always been anxious. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Because it really is what it is. She's always been pretty anxious. And within the last couple months, we finally took her to go see a psychologist. And what the therapist has diagnosed her with a pretty extreme anxiety and ADHD. And it's been a good, it's actually really, really validating for me to be like, yes, I knew she really had this, going on. She had something different going on than other children. It also maybe, there were a lot of times where I maybe didn't push her very hard, where other parents, would, like for riding a bike. I had plenty of friends who were like, you need to ride a bike, like right now, or just lots of times, as parents, and we need to do that sometimes. We do need to push our children. But that's not something that I can do all the time with Elizabeth. Anyway, what I actually want to talk about was the fact that since we've been taking her to see the therapist, I have been trying to kind of work that into my conversation every time that I'm talking to somebody. I mean, not on purpose, but people will ask me, hey, how are you? And I'll say, oh, I'm good. Well, we've been taking Elizabeth to see a therapist, and she's been diagnosed with anxiety. And I'm trying to do that because I think it's really important that we talk about these things, and that we don't hide them. And I know that it can be hard because, I am messing with her privacy a little bit. I'm telling people that she knows, sort of more private things about her. But it's been really awesome because I would say that the response that you're sort of afraid you're going to get, which is like, oh, really, is not the response that I get. I feel like the majority of the time, somebody either says, well, I've been thinking about doing that with my child. Let me know how it goes. Or they say, yeah, we have some anxiety in our family too. And so I just want to encourage you, if you or your child, if you think they might possibly be struggling with something, please go take them to see someone. And it's, even if the answer is no, you do not have a problem, you will still feel better knowing that you don't have a problem, and you'll still be able to get tools and things that will help you. And my other thing is, like, let's be honest about, sort of what's going on in each other's lives. I think it's really, really important to do that because I really think that everybody needs to hear, oh, it's good to know that so-and-so is also struggling with the same problem, because it really has been so surprising to me how many people are like, oh yeah, we're thinking about that too. Or we've already done that. And because it does seem to be most people. So yeah, that is my soapbox moment for the week. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, you can find me. I am Purls Before Swine on Instagram. I forgot this. Last week, I couldn't remember what my Ravelry name was. And it is LambWoman02, which is actually a name that I've had for myself for a really long time. So yeah, LambWoman02 on Ravelry. And what else? I think that's it. I feel like there's something else I'm supposed to tell you. I can't remember what it is. Sorry. But thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Oh yeah, please enter the giveaway so that you can win a beautiful project bag made by me. A one-of-a-kind project bag. Maybe two of a kind, depending on. Anyway, Thank you so much. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Bye.